Welcome to the Charles W. Dent Blue and White Gala. I'm Liz Kepner, faculty member and the director of the Multimedia Innovation Center here at Penn State Lehigh Valley. We're here tonight to celebrate the tremendous impact that Charlie Dent has had on our community, as well as our generous sponsors, donors, and our Student Government Association, who are making history and leaving a legacy of growth and opportunity for future students. We have a great night planned. Not the in-person country club get-together that we had originally wanted, but fun nonetheless. We also have a silent auction in support of our expansion project, which will ultimately benefit future students. To view and bid on our silent auction items, scroll down a little on your screen just below this video and click on the silent auction button. A new tab will open where you can place your bids until tomorrow, Friday, May 21st at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And don't forget to come back to this window to continue watching our event. Also, let us know you're watching, share a photo on social media, and be sure to use our hashtag PSULV. Tonight is the direct result of the forward thinking of our Chancellor and her ability to connect the dots between our community and the power of our Penn State network. Dr. Tina Q. Richardson is the mastermind who sparked interest and with the support of our advisory board and community partners is bringing it to fruition. And now, Dr. Tina Richardson.
Thank you, Liz, and thanks to all of you for being here tonight as we celebrate Charlie Dent, one of our favorite Penn State alumni, for his many decades of service to our community and beyond. There are so many wonderful accomplishments in which Charlie has played an instrumental role and for which Charlie deserves recognition. But today I would like to recognize Charlie Dent for his contributions to Penn State Lehigh Valley. The Penn State University was founded in 1855, but the Lehigh Valley campus was established in 1912, making it one of the oldest continually running campuses in the university's history outside of University Park. Throughout that time, our campus grew from its roots as the Penn State Technical Center in downtown Allentown to an apple orchard in Fogelsville. In 2009, we moved to our current location in Center Valley and continued to thrive. We recognize a need to continually grow and expand our resources. One aspect of forming the plan included speaking with regional employers to get a firm grip on what skill sets they need now and into the future. Charlie Dent stepped forward to lend his name to the STEM wing in our plan to execute on a $14.4 million expansion project that broke ground right before the COVID-19 pandemic forced a national shutdown. The project continued to move forward, albeit at a modified pace. I am proud to say that due to our steadfast efforts, the STEM wing and the entire expansion will be opening this month. We are grateful for the generosity of our event sponsors, the Butts Corporation, B. Braun Medical, PPL, Lutron, John and Brenda McGlade, and Victalix Bedford Foundation. I also want to send a very special thank you to our Penn State Lehigh Valley Student Government Association. This local group of young visionaries believes so much in this project and what it would bring to future generations of Penn Staters that they donated $1.6 million toward its completion. But we couldn't have gotten this far without Charlie, Pam, William, Catherine, and Jack, the Dent family. You will hear throughout the program about the tremendous impact he's had on our region and beyond. He has literally transformed our valley, and now he's leaving his mark on this Penn State campus. Charlie, we are so deeply honored to have your name on our STEM wing in the new expansion, and so appreciative of your support and advocacy for this project. On behalf of the countless students whose lives will be impacted through this initiative, thank you. So we've been hearing about this amazing expansion project. Why don't we take a look?
Penn State University is taking a big step in expanding its Lehigh Valley campus in Upper Saucon Township. A $14 million expansion that could be the first of many for the Lehigh County campus.
The university knows that the Lehigh Valley campus is in a growth area of the state, and so yes, you will see a more vibrant, active Penn State Lehigh Valley.
The Lehigh Valley Building Expansion Project will help fulfill the need for an expanded STEM curriculum and facilitate the consistent enrollment growth the campus has seen over the past several years. It'll provide spaces for student activities, an organic chemistry lab, and a much-needed full-service dining hall on the first floor. These spaces will enhance the current campus, which already houses a library and an impressive art gallery on the third floor where student and featured artists are showcased professionally throughout the year. The main entrance to the dining area on the first floor includes an expansive use of reclaimed wood above the main entrance doors, as well as a donor wall, which features those who helped make this project possible. The open dining area features expansive uses of reclaimed wood, as well as an open ceiling showcasing how this building works with the exposed HVAC system and exposed linear lights. This open dining area has expansive views of South Mountain and the north side of campus, as well as a special events room where smaller groups can gather in more intimate settings. This open dining area is intended to be left open most of the year, even when the kitchen is not preparing food. It'll serve as a collaboration area for students and an area where they can get together and study. This is a full-service kitchen, which is a much-needed upgrade to the existing cafe that was on campus on the other side. It can serve up to 120 meals at any given time right now, with the ability to expand to up to 500 meals. Another important design feature of the first floor area is a mosaic wall in the servery. An artist was commissioned to create this mosaic. It's composed of over 14,000 individual ceramic tiles, which were created by students, staff, and members of the community. Second floor features 8 student affairs offices. It has a modern glass front look. It features a prayer room, 2 conference rooms, and an open seating area for collaboration. Second floor also features an open club office area and 5 club offices. The main feature of the second floor is the open student activities area. This area also features more of the reclaimed wood, an exposed ceiling giving the space a sense of height, and more expansive views. This area is more of an area for students to unwind and relax and get away from the studying, more stressful portions of being a student on campus. Third floor is the organic chemistry lab area. This high-tech lab features 13 hoods, including 4 research hoods. These see-through hoods have glass on 4 sides of them, which makes them perfect teaching hoods. They feature air, natural gas, vacuum, and water. This chemistry lab area features for a huge number of expanded curriculum and classes that were not available before at Penn State Lehigh Valley. Additional services on the third floor include lab prep area, lab storage room, TA's offices, and tutoring offices. This classroom features similar expansive views on the north side of the campus, features the ability to teach on 3 sides of the wall, and will be the premier classroom on the Penn State Lehigh Valley campus. The exterior work for this project features a renovated and expanded sidewalk, a patio, and the future home of the campus's Nittany Lion Shrine. Alvin H. Blitz and Spillman Farm Architects are happy to be part of this project, and we look forward to the future of this campus and its continued growth.
Wow. We want to thank the Butz Corporation for that inside look at the new expansion. They spent months documenting the progress, and it really looks amazing. Now let's talk about what this can mean for our region. The importance of not just STEM, but access to Penn State's STEM resources. Dr. Suresh Nair is a proud Penn State alumnus and physician-in-chief of Lehigh Valley Cancer Institute, as well as head of Lehigh Valley Health Network's academic programs. Fun fact, Charlie and Dr. Nair graduated the same year at University Park. Thanks for joining us, Dr. Nair.
Thank you, Liz. Congratulations, Penn State Lehigh Valley. I'm so proud and excited about the soon-to-open STEM wing, named in honor of my good friend, Charlie Dent. Charlie and I go back to the class of '82 at Penn State, and we care deeply about the Lehigh Valley community. We're so excited to see the Penn State deep science bench grow in the Lehigh Valley. as we come out of the COVID pandemic and we have a chance to really accelerate learnings from the mRNA vaccines, the DNA gene editing, and develop the young, brilliant minds of the young women and men at Penn State Lehigh Valley. There's a deep pool of employers in the Lehigh Valley that are very excited about the talent that's going to emerge from this STEM wing in Penn State Lehigh Valley.
But really, this expansion is all about our students and what it means to them.
Hi everyone, my name is Vaishnavi Ajila. My major is Information Science and Technology. I'm a transfer student from India and this is my first semester at Penn State. I'm so happy to know about the new STEM wing at Penn State Lehigh Valley. As an IST major student, which is a part of STEM, I'm very excited to see and explore the new STEM wing, which also has the new organic chemistry lab. I'm sure the students are very happy that Penn State Lehigh Valley is becoming more STEM friendly, which will help them learn and grow more. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Abigail Ward. I'm a chemistry major and I'm very excited to see this new STEM wing being built. I'm also a student researcher and I'm very happy that the students will have an organic chemistry lab to practice organic chemistry in. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Rory Rafferty and I'm majoring in biochemistry. I'm so proud to be attending Penn State Lehigh Valley and I'm very excited about the investment Penn State has made to our campus. Organic chemistry is an essential subject for many scientific disciplines. With the new STEM wing and organic chemistry lab being right here, I'm able to take a required subject in my field of study. Penn State Lehigh Valley already offers students the opportunity to do undergraduate research. Now, with a new organic chemistry lab, students can explore their many options within their field or complete their degree right here. We are Penn State.
Hello, my name is Kevin Lucas and my major is chemical engineering. I'm very excited about the new STEM wing addition because not only will it help my education, but many others too. It will also help further the future of this campus and society. We will be able to study organic chemistry and many other subjects that we weren't able to before. We will also be able to research at a higher capacity, and thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Sharina Sadakar and I'm a biology major, and we are so thrilled to be opening up our new organic chemistry lab and STEM wing. Now, this new addition is such a great benefit for our campus because we as students are able to get that personable one-on-one experience that many students aren't able to experience at larger campuses. And I'm especially excited to utilize the organic chemistry lab. This is such a great benefit for students who are planning on attending medical school. Especially with STEM fields being the major leading employers in our region, I have no doubt that the STEM wing will successfully equip us to gain a head start for our future careers. I'm so grateful to be part of a campus that truly puts students' interests at heart and does something about it. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Victoria Toro, and I'm a biology major at Penn State Lehigh Valley. I'm very excited for the STEM wing to be opening up soon. I want to be a dermatologist in my future, so learning organic chemistry is crucial for me. To have a lab dedicated to organic chemistry is very exciting for me because I have a new workspace where I can be creative and discover new things. I'm also very excited for the future students to have something brand new opening up for them.
Hi everyone, my name is Josiah Johnson and I'm majoring in biobehavioral health. I have to say that the new addition to Penn State Lehigh Valley with the STEM wing and the organic chemistry lab is something I am so excited for personally and for the future of our school. I think it'll be so helpful to be able to have new students and current students have access to all the new facilities and to be able to complete STEM degrees here at Penn State Lehigh Valley. I think that this is an amazing investment into the future of our school and our students. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Caroline O'Reilly and I'm majoring in biomedical engineering. I'm excited for the opening of the new STEM wing and chem labs at our Penn State Lehigh Valley campus. Penn State has always focused on progress. Whether it be education or research, Penn State is always building towards the future. This new wing will have opportunities for all Penn State students. I'm personally looking forward to using the wing to further my studies and collaborate with my peers. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Pardeep Kaur. I'm a biobehavior health pre-medicine student at Penn State Lehigh Valley. I am very excited about the new Charlie Dent STEM wing because it will allow me to take all my medical school prerequisites such as organic chemistry lab here at my home campus. I just wanted to take a brief moment to talk about this amazing opportunity we have received. The new STEM wing and lab opens up many opportunities for our education here at our home campus. As students here, now we don't have to worry about going to another campus for our organic chemistry lab. Organic chemistry lab is something huge that we really needed here at the Penn State Lehigh Valley, and it is amazing to know that we will be having this here. It also opens up a world of opportunities for all needed courses here at Penn State Lehigh Valley, and it will also help me succeed in biobehavioral health pre-medicine. I appreciate the college investing in students like me to make it possible to reach my goal as well as to meet my personal academic goals with our new STEM wing organic chemistry lab. Thank you very much.
So, who made this amazing project come together despite COVID? And why were they the right people to choose as our construction management team for this job? The Butts family has been an integral part of our community for decades, and they have often shared the vision and helped achieve many critical goals on behalf of our region with Charlie Dent. Here's Lee Butts, chair of the Butts Corporation.
Charlie Dent served our community with distinction for a very long period of time, and that's very unusual. I like to think of it as a situation where he's a champion that's done something very few have done, retire undefeated. Charlie's endearing style made it possible for him to have the unique relationships that he had with his constituents. It's important that Charlie be perceived as someone who's right for a STEM project. Charlie's background isn't in STEM, but the discipline that he brought to his job is exactly the kind of discipline that makes STEM important.
So, we know what this expansion means to our community, and we know what it means to our students. We reached out to Penn State President Dr. Eric Barron to get his take on the STEM project and Charlie's unwavering support.
You know, I can't tell you how thrilled I am and how excited I was when the first mention of naming the wing after former Congressman Charlie Dent. First of all, he's just a tremendous supporter of this region, a tremendous supporter of Penn State. That alone would make it worthwhile. But if you step back and you see what Charlie has done, you realize that he's supported the sciences, defense. He's been one of those people in Congress that has really been setting the stage for where this country should invest to make it stronger. And you see recognition of that. Coalition on Science giving him an award for really being a friend of science in Congress. Penn State University having him be recognized as a legislator who was a true partner, a friend of Penn State. Those are sort of tangible signs of just how important he was. But I will add one more part to that before I close, and that is this gentleman is thoughtful. He's smart. He's constantly thinking about the best way to govern and the best way to have things work. And I would say in Congress or in life, that's a treasure. Wonderful to have this wing named after you, Charlie. Thank you.
What's a show without a musical act? You know Charlie is an alumnus of William Allen High School, and we have a special Alan Chorale performance for you tonight. Here they are, performing Evolution of Dance.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now present to you the Evolution of Dance! You ain't nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time. You ain't nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time. Well, you ain't nothing but a rebel and you ain't no friend of mine. Come on, baby, let's do the twist. Come on, baby, let's do the twist. Take me by my little hand. Short of window, you can stay there. And I'm sure you will find many ways to have a good time. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. They have everything for your friends to enjoy. You can hang out with all the boys. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. We're gonna keep on, keep on, keep on, keep on dancing all through the night. We're gonna keep on, keep on, keep on doing it right. Breeze Slender, burning up the coil. Breeze Slender, go Breeze Slender. Go Breeze Slender, raising the little high time. Breeze Slender, go Breeze Slender. 'Cause this is Thriller, Thriller night, Tippity-doo, I've got a perfect puzzle for you. Oh, what you got to Mr. Roboto? Oh, what you got to Mr. Roboto? Oh, what you got to Mr. Roboto? Walk like an Egyptian. Walk like an Egyptian. Let's kick it. Ice, ice, baby. Ice, ice, baby. All right, stop. You can't touch this. You can't touch this. You can't touch this. Oh, 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 oh. So hard, makes me sick. Oh my Lord, thank you. They're blessing me and they're blessing right into my feet. We know you're down. So one way from the one time I know. That's it. And this is what you want. You can't touch. And I didn't stop that hill. I began to lock some bells. Dance! Dance!
As you can see, the corral has been masked up and in quarantine like the rest of us. You know, thinking about how this pandemic has affected everyone, we can again point to Charlie's leadership and impact, this time in global health over the years. To explain, here's Deborah Fraser-Howes, who worked with Charlie most recently as the Senior Vice President, Government and External Affairs at OraSure Technologies.
I worked with Charlie on the Ebola issue, and he was responsible for getting us congressional funding for Ebola test kits so that it wouldn't spread all over the world. He helped with public-private partnerships. He was extremely savvy. And he had a respect in Congress that was unusual because of his ability to work across the aisle. He was a good partner to his colleagues. He was able to negotiate business and community and bring us all together for the common good. And that common good was in public health. It was also with his work at the Veterans Administration. So he was chair of the committee that handled veterans. He was able to strike a balance wherever he went and with whatever he got involved in. So we miss him. It would be great to have that balance is sorely needed in Congress right now. His civility, his demeanor. I like the fact that I could turn on CNN and still see his shining face. Something that I would say about Charlie, he's a bright light. And he's a light that we need. He's a light that warmed us and made us proud. Congratulations, Charlie.
We've seen how Charlie's work had global impact behind the scenes. And fast forward to now, we get to enjoy his very public persona and commentary on CNN. And I'd like to say I had something to do with it. Before Penn State Lehigh Valley, I was a reporter and anchor at WFMZ and CBS 3 in Philadelphia, and I had the pleasure of interviewing Charlie many times. I'd like to take some credit for preparing him for life in front of the camera. And here to talk more about Charlie's transition from legislator to TV star, here's radio and television personality Michael Smerconish.
Hi, everybody. It's Michael Smerconish. I will leave to others to discuss Charlie Dent, the great community leader, Charlie Dent, the state legislator, Charlie Dent, the wonderful member of Congress, and all of that is true. I would rather speak of Charlie Dent, TV star. And here's why he's so important in that category. I grew up in Central Bucks, and I have vivid recollection of my brother and I, Saturday mornings, our fannies planted on these hideously colored green beanbag chairs, surrounded in our rec room by paneling from Kmart, as we were watching, well, the channels at that time were just 3, 6, and 10, 17, 29, and 48. And we were watching the latter two, 29 and 48. Because Saturday mornings on those channels, they had wrestling. It was, in my view, the golden era of the WWWF, the Worldwide Wrestling Federation. Is that enough W's? I think so. I'm talking about the era when you had George the Animal Steel and Haystacks Calhoun. My favorite, Chief J. Strongbow. Lou Albano, the captain, or Classy Freddie Blassie, they were managers. And the thing about that era is that in the world of pro wrestling, there were good guys and there were bad guys, and there was no in between. Like, every match was predetermined, and you knew for whom you were going to root or vote, to put it in contemporary terms. When I think about the media climate today, it reminds me of the wrestling of my youth. I mean, think about it. It's all designed to get a rise out of the audience. You know who you're for. Again, there are good guys and bad guys, just determined by which is your favorite cable outlet. Sadly, it's not just entertainment for kids the way that it was in the rec room. Now, too many politicians are taking their lead from the modern equivalent of wrestling, which has taken hold of the media. Enter Charlie Dent, who as a member of Congress was not some doctrinaire Republican and certainly not a doctrinaire Democrat, never a guy who was reading out of the talking points hymnal, was always willing to be independently minded. That's what made him such a great legislator, and that's what makes his voice so important now in the media. We needed more, we still need more, like Charlie in the Congress, and now we need more like Charlie in the media. So Charlie Dent, I salute your independence. I salute your critical thinking. And I am thrilled to have you as, one of my colleagues and brethren in the media. We need more like you. Congratulations, Charlie.
You know what's crazy? There's even more dimensions to Charlie than you might know, and it touches both the world of art and science. There's a lot of unknown fun facts in this next segment, and I don't want to ruin any surprises. So here's prominent regional attorney Dolores Laputka to explain.
I got to really know Charlie through a very unusual way. He was a co-executor of his Uncle Charlie's estate in 1994 and helped with his cousin Margarenlo develop Leonardo da Vinci's horse, which was ultimately dedicated in Milan in 1999. But you get to know a lot about a person and the way they ethically work their way through an estate, doing everything the way it should be done properly, and that doesn't happen often. The second way I got to know Charlie as the years moved on is Charlie was very active with the Allentown Art Museum in about 1999 through the early 2000s, when the Art Museum was doing a capital campaign of between 20 and 25 million. Charlie managed to finagle $6.5 million out of the state budget to help with the Art Museum's capital campaign, which wouldn't have happened without his assistance. What I really enjoyed about Charlie that came out in his being executor and again helping with the Art Museum is his level of integrity. Charlie does what's right. He doesn't do what party lines tell him to do. He's supportive of a cause if he believes the cause is the way it should be. And that is not something that many politicians do as well as he has done. Charlie and I were also very fortunate in working together, mostly him, not me, when I was chairman of the United Way at one point many years ago, and they were talking about eliminating the charitable deduction on a national basis. Charlie listened as well as other politicians, but Charlie took me to Washington and actually allowed me to be there when they were voting on the bill that kept the charitable deduction in place, and was very appreciative of somebody speaking out loudly so that we wouldn't lose that deduction.
But there's more in the pipeline, literally. Joining us now, one of Penn State's greatest supporters and former PPL chairman and CEO, Bill Spence.
One of the initiatives I recall working with Charlie on was PPL's Susquehanna-Roseland electric transmission line. This is a 110-mile electric line that went from northeast Pennsylvania into New Jersey. And there are various regulatory approvals required. Many times they were overlapping and conflicting, and Charlie helped us navigate through all of those various regulatory approvals. And without his help, it would have never been a success. Charlie's passion for public service always came through in his leadership style, whether it was as a U.S. congressman or a state legislator. He has a strong moral compass also, a trait that allowed him to speak his mind whenever he needed to, and it showed great courage on his part as well as leadership. He also had a great, thoughtful, straightforward, logical style in dealing with critical issues, sometimes divisive issues, and it opened space for Charlie and others to look at solutions and not just focus on the problems. The Penn State Lehigh Valley Expansion Project and STEM Wing is a critical element to expanding our STEM resources here in the Lehigh Valley with state-of-the-art facilities. It will allow local students to stay here right in the valley, as well as attracting students from outside the region. It will also provide a broader network of skilled candidates for employers. If I had to describe Charlie in one word, it's nearly impossible, so I'll say a couple. Collaborator, high integrity, great moral compass.
Speaking of collaborators, he's one of our region's very best, a man who knows how to get things done. Founder and CEO of City Center Investment Corporation, J.B. Riley.
I've known Charlie Dent since high school. We've worked together as a state legislator, as a state senator, and as a United States congressman. Charlie is great to work with. He's very sensible, he's approachable, he's certainly a person of high integrity. He understands that smart policy is the result of negotiation and compromise. He's very respectful of people that maybe don't share his particular view on a particular issue, and he's a good listener, and as a result he's enjoyed bipartisan support in all his years in Harrisburg and in Washington, D.C. He doesn't alienate his constituents. I think he's been a great representative of his constituents here in the Lehigh Valley. During Charlie's career, he's always been a strong advocate for important initiatives and issues. And Penn State Lehigh Valley's STEM expansion program is one of those important issues to our community. Preparing students for the future and is critically important to the businesses in this community and for the students themselves, so that they have the kind of training and knowledge for them to be productive parts of our community. It's hard to describe Charlie in a few words, but what comes to top of mind is that Charlie is a person of high integrity. He's sensible, he's collegial, he's respectful, and he's very likable.
Let's move to another great city, Bethlehem, and one of its most well-known figures, former Bethlehem Steel CEO Hank Barnett.
My wife, Joanne, I've known Charlie, his wife Pam, their family for nearly 30 years. Just a few weeks ago, Charlie, his brother Peter, sister Lisa, had an exhibit here at the National Museum. Their cast-welded toys from the Dent hardware company. It was very well received and many attended, and Charlie has certainly been very supportive of this museum and many others. In thinking about this interview, I reflected on the many ways we have known Charlie. And first, it was as Representative Dent. He was a member of the Pennsylvania House of Representatives. Soon thereafter, as Senator Dent, a member of the Pennsylvania Senate, and there a very significant act on Charlie's part that was so important for industrial America. He was a lead sponsor of what is referred to as Act Two. Act Two permits industrial sites, such as the site here in Bethlehem. The Bethlehem plant, one of Bethlehem Steel's many plants, was closed, and 1,800 acres had to be environmentally remediated, or if a law so existed, it could be preserved and developed. Along with Governor Ridge, Secretary Scythe, Senator Brightville, and others, Charlie led the way in getting Act Two passed. That permitted Bethlehem Steel to preserve this site and permit others to develop it. And wow, look at what has happened on the south side and continues to happen on this 1,800 acres. Charlie then became Congressman Dent. And as a United States Congressman, he led in so many ways to stand out. His fellow congressmen selected him to serve on the House Ethics Committee. He became chair of that committee. This is the committee that governs, oversees, and investigates the conduct of congressmen, officers, and staff of the House, a very significant responsibility. In addition, Charlie was appointed to the Appropriations Committee, probably the most prestigious, one of the most prestigious, certainly, committees of the House. And Charlie became chair of one of the subcommittees, and this entitled him to be called Cardinal. The power, the authority of these committees is so important that he was known as Cardinal Dent, Chairman Dent and Cardinal Dent. Today, Charlie is Commissioner Dent. He's a member of the Bethlehem World Heritage Commission, appointed by Mayor Donchez, to help Bethlehem Moravian get World Heritage status. Charlie also was designated Mincy Trail Council Boy Scouts of America the Distinguished Citizens Award, the highest honor in this respect that it can award. Very importantly, he's also Dr. Dent. Charlie was awarded an honorary doctorate by Moravian College, and as a trustee of the college, was very pleased to be a part of that process. So for all of these and so many others, Charlie, we're very, very grateful. The one thing throughout all of our friendship, you have been a very loyal Penn State graduate, loyal and distinguished. And we thank you, we congratulate you and your family for all you have done for our community and our country, and we wish you well.
Charlie is one of our region's most accomplished and most loyal Penn Staters. And Dr. Madeline Haynes, Senior Vice President and Executive Chancellor for the Commonwealth campuses, is here to pay tribute to Charlie for his years of service to Penn State and the community.
I've had the pleasure of knowing Charlie for about 10 years as a distinguished statesman, an engaged Penn State alumnus, and local supporter of Penn State Lehigh Valley. Charlie exemplifies the best attributes of thought leadership in every role he has held. As a political contributor for CNN, senior policy advisor for DLA Piper, former 7-term representative of the 15th District of Pennsylvania to the U.S. House of Representatives, a distinguished advisor for the Pew Charitable Trust, and a visiting fellow at the University of Pennsylvania's Perry World House. Charlie builds consensus and trust. Charlie comes across as genuine, well, because he is just that, and we all benefit from his good work and extraordinary work ethic. The Commonwealth and the nation may lay claim to Charlie, but above all else, Charlie is a hometown hero. He and his wife Pam are residents of Allentown with long-standing family ties to Penn State. 2 of his 3 children, his mother, 2 nieces and a nephew are all Penn Staters. Charlie earned his BA in Foreign Service and International Politics from Penn State's College of the Liberal Arts in 1982, and went on to earn a Master of Public Administration from Lehigh University in 1993. Charlie was the recipient of the Friend of Penn State Legislative Award in 2016, and he was selected by the Penn State Board of Trustees to receive the Distinguished Alumni Award in 2019, which is the university's highest honor presented to its alumni. This region faced many challenges over the years as longtime anchor corporations relocated and industries changed. But with the guidance, the vision, and tenacity of community leaders, including Charlie, the region diversified and is now thriving. And we know that the most successful, the most valued educational institutions are those that work closely with community partners, promoting programming that is responsive to current and emerging needs. This is core to our mission as Pennsylvania's land-grant university and central to the mission of each of our 20 Penn State Commonwealth campuses that are of the communities they serve. Penn State provides unparalleled access to education and public service to support the citizens of the Commonwealth and beyond. The university aligns its curriculum and resources to ensure that our graduates emerge with the talent, the skills, and entrepreneurial spirit to complement the regional needs of employers and fuel future business growth. As such, STEM programming will be a key focus of the building expansion to meet the growing demands of the healthcare and biotech industries. We are so grateful for all who have supported this transformational project. Most importantly, our Student Government Association, our many donors, and our own alumnus, Charlie Dent. Congratulations on this special occasion, and thank you for inviting me to celebrate with you. Penn State Lehigh Valley is a regional asset, and this addition to the campus will enable its continued growth to better serve the educated workforce needs and economic well-being of this important region in the Commonwealth. Thank you again, and congratulations.
One more thing before we get to the man of the hour. We've heard so much tonight about Charlie the politician, Charlie the community leader, Charlie the television personality. But what about Charlie the dad? Here's a very special guest with a heartfelt message, Charlie's daughter, Kate Dent.
Congratulations, Dad. I'm so proud of you. You have worked so hard for the people in the Lehigh Valley and for this country as a whole, and you've never once given up or stopped fighting, and you truly have made a difference and touched the lives of so many people. I'm so fortunate and grateful to call you my father, and I'm so grateful for all the wonderful times we've had together, and I look forward to all that we're going to do in the future. You are so deserving of this. Congratulations again. I love you so much.
And now, the reason we're all here tonight, no further introduction needed, former Congressman Charlie Dent.
Wow, what a tribute. And I am so touched that so many good friends and family took time to recognize me. Look, it's very humbling, and it almost brought a tear to my eye hearing my daughter speak of me in the way she did. It's so kind. Might I also first acknowledge Penn State for playing such an important part in my life and the life of my family. My mother was an alumna. She passed away in December. 2 of my 3 children graduated from Penn State. My sister and of course I did, and a few nieces and nephews also graduated from Penn State. So we're a very strong Penn State family. And I have to acknowledge Lehigh, as a lot of the family went to Lehigh too, and I have my master's from Lehigh and my doctorate from Moravian College. Over my left shoulder, you can see my Penn State diploma. So let me first say a great thank you to Dr. Tina Richardson for all the work that she's done to put this together, the expansion of this STEM wing, which is being named in my honor. I also want to thank, of course, Dr. Eric Barron for his extraordinary leadership at Penn State. He stepped in at a difficult time in the university's history and has just done a remarkable job. I'm proud to call him our leader and my friend. So thank Dr. Barron and Madeline, of course, all the work she does through the Commonwealth campus system within Penn State. I'd also like to just say thanks to as many of the people who said nice things about me. Lee Butz, who's been a friend of mine for decades. I want to thank Lee and his entire team at Alvin H. Butz for the extraordinary work that they do, not only in this project, but on so many other projects throughout our community. Probably no individual or company has had such an impact and has touched the landscape of our community in so many positive ways as much as Lee Butz and his family. So thank you to the Butz family. And they also are a strong Penn State and Lehigh family as well, I might add. Let me also just say a few things too about the others who quickly spoke. Hank Barnett, a wonderful friend and a great mentor to me. Bill Spence, same thing. And also, Bill, thank you for your leadership at PPL and at Penn State, helping with this campaign in particular. So thank you to Bill Spence. My friend Michael Smerconish, who you see on CNN, who's out of Philadelphia and Bucks County in particular. Michael, for his very generous words, it means a great deal. He figured out a way to bring up WWE in his remarks and politics. He really put it together nicely. So thank you, Michael Smerconish. Deborah Fraser Howe, worked with her when she was at Orishore, Dolores Laputka. In many ways, I worked with her through her legal work. She's been a great friend. J.B. Riley, a friend since I was since high school. We've been friends for again many decades, and I learned a lot from J.B. and he's been so supportive of me throughout my life and my career. And I know I'm going to forget somebody in addition to my daughter Kate, but I wanted to say thank you to everybody who made these remarks. Now let me just make a few other remarks about why this project is important. My daughter would be the first to tell you and say, Dad, why is anybody naming a STEM lab for you? You weren't very good at STEM yourself. You started in engineering and you really couldn't cut the mustard, and therefore you ended up in political science and international relations. So how did that all happen? But let me tell you that I developed a great appreciation of science, technology, engineering, math, and coming from a family of engineers largely, and I've learned that STEM in many respects is the path forward for economic and in many cases social success. And I think it's one of the great national imperatives that we get more people of color in particular into the STEM fields. One of the most important things we can do in our country, and that will certainly be the case with the STEM lab at Penn State Lehigh Valley, where so many of our young people will be able to take courses in STEM, and many of whom will be people of color. Our growing Hispanic community and our African American community and others will also take part in that program. I also want to acknowledge Dr. Nair, who spoke so generously as well. We graduated Penn State together, and of course he's now a prominent physician within our community. I wanted to acknowledge him, and we want to get more people into these STEM fields in any way we possibly can. And from a parochial standpoint, my son William, he received his industrial engineering degree from Penn State a few years ago, and he spent a semester at Penn State Lehigh Valley and took advantage of its many offerings, and would have done more had they been available. My daughter Kate, who you heard, is a fourth-year student at Thomas Jefferson in Philadelphia in medical school, and she took organic chemistry at one of the Commonwealth campuses in Reading. She couldn't take it at Lehigh Valley because we just didn't have the facilities to do it there. And to hear all those student testimonials was just really heartwarming to hear those students talk about the importance of science, technology, engineering, math in their lives and their majors and all the great things they are going to do with their lives. And Penn State is opening the doors for all of those young people and so many more to follow. So I can't begin to thank you enough to everyone who has made a contribution in support of this STEM wing at Penn State Lehigh Valley campus, which is a real gem in our community. And it's just amazing how this Lehigh Valley community comes together for a worthwhile project, and how this Penn State community always seems to come together for a worthwhile project. And so I was just the beneficiary of a lot of other people's very hard work and commitment to higher education, to advancing young people in their careers, and to help improve the academic experience for so many people right within our community. So with having said all that, I just wanted to say thank you again to all of my friends who spoke on that wonderful video. I want to thank my family, my wife, Pamela, my daughter, Kate, son, Will, son, Jack, for all their love and support. I am seated right here at the Aspen Institute in Washington, D.C. with my Penn State diploma over my shoulder, as I mentioned earlier. And it's just, that's another chapter in my life. I've been blessed to be able to serve the public in elected office for nearly 28 years, 13 elections, as I like to say, undefeated and unindicted. And really happy that that part of my life is behind me. But this next chapter has been wonderful, being able to work with so many interesting people and still stay in touch with so many friends. And Penn State will continue to be part of that. At some point I'll have more to announce about Penn State in the not too distant future on the academic side of the house. But I don't want to get too far ahead of myself on that one. So with that, thank you all for this wonderful opportunity. Thank you for support of Penn State. Thank you for the support of science, technology, engineering, and math. And most of all, we are Penn State.
Thank you, Charlie. To all of you who have so generously supported these important next steps in our Penn State Lehigh Valley history, and the countless students who will benefit from the additional resources we are putting in place right now, we thank you. Please know we are forever grateful. Thanks for watching, and have a great night.